I continue. Yah says, you will be surprised by your elections. You think you are ready? You think you are prepared to vote? You are not prepared to vote. You are not prepared for the outcome, for what is coming after. America, Yah says, I will fall your hand. I will dismay and surprise you. I will do what you don't want to show you that your future is nothing but surprises. Things you do not want to happen to you, that's what will happen to you. Negative review after negative review, America. You will be graded at a 1 star instead of a 5 star, and people will remove from your borders to live and work somewhere else. So that is the word of the Lord. This is what God told me after I woke up, and he was just giving it to me in pieces because I was falling asleep and waking up in the earlier parts of this morning. And so the prophecy is called an American president will fall, and then it says 2 for the price of 1. And what you are hearing is a prophecy that 2 American presidents are going to die. I never give a time frame here for when God's word will be fulfilled. So for me, it is quite enough for the Lord to say that he is going to use the death of American presidents, plural, 2 of them, as a sign that not only is he the one who is taking away the lives of these American leaders, but he's using it as a marker and a promise to America that if I can say to you that your presidents are going to die and I'm going to show you how it's going to happen, then you have it on my good authority. I, the Lord, telling you this, that when you see the presidents passing away, you can pretty much take it in your stride. You can go and bank it at your favorite bank, that everything else that has been prophesied to you through the mouth of my messenger is also going to take place. And so this outdoor funeral, I have no idea who it could be, even though there are signs that it could point to one person who is definitely going to be mentioned in this prophecy, because he is indeed a wealthy man who has at one point held the U.S. presidency, and he does own his own private golf course. But I'm going to move instead to what God is saying here. God said that the first person he's going to pick is going to be a sacrifice. God is going to sacrifice a certain American president on the altar of his own evil. So this first president who's going to die is not a good person. He's not a good president. He's not anyone that we can say, oh, this person has had a good legacy. This person is someone that we can look up to. Of course, it's always questionable in America because a lot of Americans are willing to overlook a lot of compromise, a lot of lack of integrity, a lot of lack of true moral character. And simply, if a man has enough charm and a man has enough personality, he can become an American favorite. So when God mentioned this person, one person's name came to my mind, but I'm not going to mention it in this video. I just know there was a certain man. Not only did his name come instantly to my mind when God was describing who this is, but his face actually came in front of me. And when I saw that face, I thought, well, yep, it tracks when God says that this person is evil. God says he's picking this president. It's an old person. So he says this president is old. And he's picking this person from the bottom of the U.S. presidential roster. What does that mean? That means that this person is not anyone who has impressed God. If there is a roster, we all know that the people who are at the top of the roster are the top picks. They are the most preferred. They are the ones who have the most going for them. They are the ones that everybody would say, oh, definitely, you know, when I think of my top 5, my top 3, that person is up there. God says he's going to the bottom of the roster, to the very, very lowest area. And that's where he's going to get this particular person that he is going to sacrifice. And what does that mean? That tells you automatically that this person is dying ahead of their time. Sacrifices are not people who get to die quietly in their bed when they, like King David, has used up the fullness of their years. God says, I'm going to pick a sacrifice. The minute you hear the Lord speaking like that, just think of a farmer who says, you know what? I'm in the mood for chicken. I'm in the mood for turkey. Let's go down to the farmhouse and see who's fat. The Lord also describes this person and says, this person is going to be a tribute. The first thing that comes to the mind of the average American of a certain age would definitely be the series that is called The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games, whereby they had all these different districts, and then they had this cruel situation going on because of President Snow in the Capitol. And every single season or every single time, all the districts had to they had to offer up a tribute. They had to volunteer a tribute. A tribute is one who stands up and signs up for what? For whatever the games are, for whatever the test is. And the tribute understands implicitly that they're not volunteering for something positive. They're not volunteering for something good.